Alright, you spellcasting bastards, this is probably most overpowered build that you can play at the moment in Greedfall. It is so simple, so straightforward and yet so goddamn powerful. Everything that you see has been recorded on hard difficulty. This is strictly mage build without any type of additional complex stuff added to it. It's just that how mage plays out in this game is extremely powerful. I don't know what they were thinking when doing these skill trees. I thought it was more balanced, but it is so much more powerful than anything else that I've tried out, and it's just ridiculous. So let's get to the build. On the skill tree, go down from the divine ring up until the tree splits for the first time. Then take shadow burst and afterwards continue all the way to storm. These are your two primary abilities. It's up to you if you want to first purchase upgrades for Shadow Burst or go directly towards Storm and then go back to purchase upgrades for Shadow Burst. All of these upgrades purchased all the way up to Storm increase Shadow Impact, which is your melee strike with triangle button, Shadow Missile, which is your ranged attack with square button. Shadow Burst upgrades improve obviously Shadow Burst to deal more damage, slow down enemies around you and so on. And probably the most important passive upgrade is after purchasing Storm. This upgrade puts debuff on every enemy affected that lasts for a long time. This debuff reduces their attack speed and also makes them more vulnerable to magic damage. Not to mention that Storm puts all enemies affected into stasis, making it insanely good crowd control ability. After getting Shadow Burst and Storm, we can go down the stasis tree to get Shield of the Enlightened and improve stasis. You're gonna use stasis all the time before getting to Storm, so if you want, immediately after starting the game you can go and purchase upgrades for stasis. That is also a viable option, but you're gonna lose out on DPS that way, because then Shadow Burst and Storm will be purchased much later. Here is one cool trick that you can do with Shield of the Enlightened. By spamming Shield of the Enlightened, you generate Fury. Fury is necessary for Storm, so what you can do is before every fight spam Shield of the Enlightened and let mana regenerate on its own before entering the fight. That way you're gonna start the fight with full Fury meter, enabling Storm. As for the attributes, it's quite simple. Mental Power is your primary attribute. With Mental Power we unlock ability to wear better rings, which is essential for this build. Not only that, but magical damage is increased and Fury generation as well. Second most important attribute is Willpower. Willpower increases our magic points, effect duration and also unlocks better necklaces and amulets. Third one and an optional one is Endurance. Endurance increases our survivability by increasing health and balance. Later on in the game, when you get above level 20 or so like I am in this video, Endurance is not necessary anymore, so you can respec and then put that point into something else if you want. It is far more valuable during the early game to increase your survivability. It is also important to use tankier companions like Kurt that can draw aggro on himself and survive initial attacks while you can just dish out damage from afar or from up close, up to you. Most important talent for this build is Vigor. Vigor increases health and magic regeneration outside of combat, so that helps with Shield of the Enlightened spam to generate Fury. Other than that, go for whatever you want. Most important thing to know about gear setup is to use best ring available at that time. Obviously, the higher your mental power, the better rings you can equip. That is why I said mental power is the most important start. With 4 points into willpower we can use insane necklaces and amulets such as Grand Chain of the Ordo Luminis. This increases magic regen by significant amount, stasis duration and overall magic damage. At least I believe that this is what Magical Explosion tooltip means, that it just increases magical damage overall from any type of attack. Now to explain how to play this build. It couldn't be simpler. Go amongst enemies, use Storm and then use Shadow Burst for massive damage. That's it. Clean up the mess with Shadow Impact, meaning melee strikes, or if you are battling some beasts that have nasty retaliation strikes, go outside and spam Shadow Missile, which is your ranged attack. That's it. That's the whole story of this build, but it's so goddamn powerful, as you can see in this video, it's ridiculous. Thank you all for watching, I hope you enjoyed this video, there will be more builds coming, so see you soon.